Another point I would like to make is in regard to plantation buildings. As is well known, there are buildings for use of labor in plantations. If the plantations are owned by limited companies, they do not come within the mischief of this section. But if they are owned by individuals, a very iniquities position arises because even labor quarters, hospitals, crashes, and buildings like that of schools and water installations are all to be valued and subjected to this urban property tax. This is something which I am sure is intended, and the Honorable Minister should pay attention to the rectification of this anomaly. Para. Another very important but very unjust provision has been brought about in the case of charity trust. Sir, like all individuals or companies or firms, even charity trust need to accumulate at least a certain part of their income. It is unfortunate that the provisions of the finance bill required the charity trust to spend their entire income within a short period of time. Even if a single rupee is saved by the charity trust, it would come within the mischief of the taxing provisions of the finance bill. Para. By another provision, it has been provided that if investment is made by charity trust in concern in which the founder of the concern had a substantial interest, the trust would disqualify for tax exemption. I can not understand the logic if the causes were not charitable. Naturally, the trust would not have qualified in the first place. But having considered that the causes for which the trust was formed were in the public interest, now just because somebody else is going to benefit, the trust is going to be penalized. I do not understand the logic of this. If the trust gives money to any person without adequate security or at inadequate rates of interest, I can understand the provision which says that the trust will be deemed to have done something wrong. But if a trust receive donations in kind, donations which consist of shares in the concern of the founder of the trust cannot be said to have done anything wrong. It has received donations in kind. It has not invested any funds out of its own pockets in the concern of the founder. But even such an eventuality will penalize the trust for no fault of its own. In the sphere of indirect taxes, there has been a large scale imposition on items of day to day consumption like sugar, tea, kerosene, irritated water, biscuits, condensed milk, milk powder, melted milk, and so on and so forth. The Prime Minister said that on annual incomes of rupees 25,000, the assessors would get a tax benefit of rupees 10 a year. As against this, such middle class people with incomes not exceeding rupees 25,000 would have to incur an additional expenditure on their food basket alone of anywhere between rupees 250 to rupees 300 per year.